Hi Leo, this is Donatella, Empress of Swords. Welcome to your October through November reading. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. As you guys notice, I haven't been around since like the beginning of September, and that's because we're going through some planetary changes right now. And as we go through these changes, the people that are around you are highly being affected. Especially, I don't know if you noticed this, but every time there's Mercury retrograde, the communication and technology just kind of fails on us sometimes. Or it's the time period in our life where we have to go back and repair some of the things that we've gone through. So whichever may be the case for you right now, it's starting at the beginning of October, and then at the very end of October, there's some kind of portal that's opening where a lot of changes start happening where you didn't expect. You start off with dealing with a earth sign, Leo. You deal with it's either a Capricorn, a Virgo, or a Taurus, but you feel like you cannot leave this person alone. I don't know if it's like they get into trouble every time you leave them alone, or maybe you have to like check on what they're doing or spy on what they're doing, or you feel like they're just scattered, like they don't know what they're doing, like they don't have any control on like what is going on in their life. And either you have to check on them, or you have to constantly tell them something, or they're constantly trying to tell you something, but there's some kind of harsh words that are going between you and another earth sign. And if it's not an earth sign, it could be like a feeling that you have towards it could be a feeling that you have towards an earth sign, but it's like you kind of feel a way about somebody. Because you want to move forward. I feel like you want to move forward towards your family, but there's someone blocking you. That's a huge thing that's bothering you on your mind right now. And the person that's blocking you right now is the person, there's a person that you have to constantly give attention to, and then there's a person that is like bad-mouthing you. And in the distant past, you try to do a lot of things and none of the options would work for you. And no matter what, your goal was always to have like a happy family. That was really ultimately your goal. And in the near future, I feel like your faith is changing, but because you're going to be able to take a leap of faith, and you may be able to move or take a vacation soon. That's going to be in a process of 1 or 2 weeks. And this trip for you is going to help you because it's going to take kind of a little bit of the illusion out. You could be on vacation right now, actually, or maybe in the next week. But as you're leaving, you're going to feel like the delusion, the deceptivity is off of you. You feel like you could start offering your love a little bit more. There's something that really bothers you a lot, and it could be that maybe in the past a Gemini really affected you, and that could have really made you change as a person, as a human being, because you didn't get exactly what you had expected as an experience in life, or it could have been a past lover. Maybe the experience that you had with the past lover was not a good experience, and since that time you've been trying to like celebrate with friends and family members without having any serious commitments. But there are times that you feel passionate for a certain person. There are times that you feel very passionate and you're thinking, oh, I could just start something. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking about being possibly betrayed. And that makes you really sad right now, Leo. Because I'm seeing another earth sign again. I don't know if Capricorn is affecting you, but some person that didn't have love, like some kind of lack of love, or maybe you were like really superly addicted to somebody, or someone was really super addicted to someone. Just the process of letting that go was really painful. And as some time passes by, so I'm thinking like 5 to 6 weeks from now, maybe even 4 weeks from now, there's going to be there was a problem back then that there was like this in and out energy, and this in and out energy is going to stop. Because this person that you're dealing with is going to realize that they're broke and they can't really go anywhere. They're kind of stuck. But they're also realizing that they don't have the problems that they thought that they had with other people. They're also going through some kind of awakening. And through this healing that they're going through, you may start feeling like you're powerless because this person doesn't want to be alone. Like they constantly want to be with someone else. Maybe you have to constantly take them to your parents' house, or maybe you have to constantly take them, maybe they constantly have to go to their own parents' house, your parents' house, or their parents' house, or they're connected to something else or someone else. And it just feels like the judgment is not fair for you, Leo. You feel like this person has lots and lots of attachments to something else because they're constantly trying to pick up some kind of barely some crumbling pieces of their life. And you could be dealing with a I feel like the way that you feel is that you could possibly fix it better. Maybe you've been waiting on a Libra or Taurus to help you, but you don't have the pride or the voice right now to tell this person that. Maybe you were through a situation that maybe you did something wrong or they did something wrong. They want to communicate with you about it. But there's an offer given. There's like an offer of like wanting to be away from out of the cold and being able to verbalize something and being able to communicate it. Because I noticed like there's a distance with possibly an Aquarius in your life right now, and you want to kind of figure out what that's all about. And if it's not that, maybe you feel like one of your wishes is not coming true. And it could be because you feel like maybe there's possibility a Libra, a Gemini, or an Aquarius is linked to a wish that you can have. They have some kind of access to some kind of information, or maybe there's another portal, or maybe they have some kind of social status that you would love to be linked to. And right now you can't. And there's something that's kind of limiting you, but this experience that I think this vacation is going to be really good for you if you're going on a vacation or if you're moving soon. I think that might be, it might be really eye-opening. It might not feel good in the beginning, and you're having like a great offer. It might not feel good right in the beginning, but in the end, it's going to be such an experience where you're starting to realize that nobody is against you. But there are some things that happen that were just not fair. And understanding the difference of that, where it's not, you're not taking it personal and you're just realizing, hey, life is just not fair sometimes. You're making that judgment where it's possible to pick up the pieces that were crumbled. And I think you're going towards maybe a Libra, a Taurus. I see that, I see this card a lot popping up. And, it just seems like you've wanted to communicate with this person and maybe they didn't want to communicate with you. You wanted to talk to them. They haven't been able to rush towards you, or maybe you're not wanting to rush towards them. There could be two people that you get along with that don't get along with each other. Could be the thing. Or maybe you get along with one of the people and you don't get along with the other person. And that could be a rift. Let's say, for example, you get along with the earth sign, but you don't get along with the Libra or the Taurus, or vice versa. You get along with Libra or Taurus, but you don't get along with the earth sign. There's something that keeps you at bay from this person that really matters to you a lot, and that could be because they're communicating with somebody else. And it makes you feel like, should I trust this person? Can I trust this person? The problem is that you're denying communication. And as long as you stay in this realm, it's I don't see anything really moving, Leo. The closest thing that you could do to communicate with this person is getting a hold of Scorpio to get a hold of them if they're being stubborn and not wanting to talk to you. I think the only thing that would really push them harder would be a Scorpio. If you're trying to get through the earth sign, the person that they would listen to is another fire sign. So I see like maybe a Sagittarius. So if you wanted to correct the earth sign, you probably need to talk to the Sagittarius to correct the earth sign. If you wanted to correct the Libra or the Taurus, you need the Scorpio to communicate with them. So there's two different realms that you can go through that would kind of fix the situation itself, and that would make it better. So there's I see 4 different elements, but you're able to bring them together and combine them like the king of the jungle that you are. This is your family. You care about them. There's an opportunity of money that right in the middle, smack dab of all these people, through this process of everything coming together and getting better, a seed gets implanted. It's like a family seed, like this one big family tree that gets implanted. And it makes you realize about the anxieties that you had in the past because of the lack of letting something transition and become better. But it's not your fault. You're realizing that you do, as a human, need some time to not socialize, because it was really hard for you for a while to not be very social. And recently there's been a time period, maybe for like even the last some of you, last year or two, you're less social than you used to be. And you're like more like a Virgo now, like more hermit mode. And it's kind of weird for you. But as you're doing this, you've kind of been learning more about yourself. You've been learning about the world. And it did give you some anxiety sometimes, you know, trying to be alone and trying to experience this whole thing. But it did make you grow too at the same time. And now with this experience, you're like, whoa, what did we do? There's 2 different options. There's 2 different ways. There's 2 different people that mean that are impacting your life. And I'm telling you, it could be an earth sign, and it's going to be a Venusian. It's going to be a Libra or a Taurus. These 2 sets of people are going to really impact your family dynamic. They really do. And the next person close to that is the Chariot, which is a Cancer. And this person will just move mountains once these things are changed for you. This is a friend that you're dealing with. So this is maybe a Cancer that's your friend. Okay, it could be a niece too, or a nephew. But it's somebody from, you know, outside of that. And I see you getting out of anxiety. I see you getting anxiety because you never really considered your options. You never really looked at your options. You never really recognized that you needed to celebrate with your family. And there's 2 people that you need to support at the same time. So it's going to definitely, well, I see 3 people. I see either it's going to be a Taurus or a Libra, so that counts as 1. The other person is an air sign. These are sets. Like, this is a set of a group of people that you know that you're really close to. And it doesn't have to be these specific signs, but it's an energy. It's one person that usually used to communicate very well. Could have been a Gemini or an Aquarius. The other person could have been a Libra or a Taurus. And the other person is an earth sign. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So whoever these 3 are, they're surrounded around you, and you recognizing what has happened and allowing conversation to happen is going to make a huge, dramatic effect. But it has to happen with you conscious of what is happening in the future. I think that for a long time, Leo, you were kind of probably thinking about dealing with things for now. But now you're thinking about legacy. You're thinking about things that are going to carry on for a long time. You're thinking about things that are going to last for a long time. And the first thing is to take care of, if it's you or if it's the other person, there's some kind of like a toxic thing. It could be an addictive thing, whatever that is. It could be a person that you're addicted to, or it could be a Capricorn. Whoever that is, this thing needs to be addressed because there's an earth sign that is very heavily impacted, and then there's these other 2 people here too. So let me know, you know, what that means to you, but it just seems like there needs to be a family table talk, if that makes sense. So let me know, you guys. I love you all. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your time. Please like, share, and subscribe.